So guys, our cheap auction car got us all the way home, got us the 35-40 miles all the way back to El Porto, or some may say Ellesmere Port. Drove spot on. Obviously we know there's a blow on the exhaust. That didn't get any worse, and there's no fume, from what I can smell, there's no fumes coming into the cab, which is good. So we're going to get that looked at. I probably rewatched my first video as well, so apologies guys, what I should have said as well. On the tyres, you're looking for any cracks in the tread, any cuts, any sign of cord showing. I really don't advise you drive at the 35 miles. Go and get a tyre from like a nearby tyre house, even if it's a cheap budget or part worn. You'd rather spend the 50-60 quid on a tyre than a blowout, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Just better safe than sorry, that sort of thing. What we're looking for when we drove it as well, we're looking for any pulling, looking to make sure the car holds the road, no pulling to one side, especially under braking. If it's under braking, that's an indication there's a bind somewhere or a sticking caliper, something like that, which I have had recently. We're looking for any noises, bangs and anything like that. We're looking for a judder on acceleration, which I did note we did have a slight judder on this, but on these little 1.6 Nissan engines, they're on a 60,000 mile interval for the spark plugs because they're an expensive iridium plug. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a full service, because it hasn't been serviced since last documented service is 2018. I mean, the oil looks fairly good, so it's probably been done since then, it just hasn't been stamped. But we're just going to do a full service just to make sure we know it's sound, start again, you know what I mean, just for the new owner ready, nice and fully serviced. But I'll say this, like, full disclosure guys, I'm currently driving round in a 2003 Toyota Avensis with the headline and resting on my head, bumper falling off. It's going to fail its MOT next week, I just know it, and I reckon I'm going to keep this for just a little bit longer while I sort something out, because this in comparison is like a Rolls Royce Cullinan. I tell you, it drives really nice, really well. You can have your phone on the sat nav there, even though it's a 2010 system. You can plug your phone in, have your music going, cruise control. What more do you want? You know what I mean? It's nice and comfy to drive. It's not even bad on fuel. It's nice. It drives really well, really comfy. It's a cracking little car, the Nissan though. Again, bit of background. I did 3.5 years at Nissan, the little local Nissan dealer, and these little 1.6 Nissan Notes, or John O'Groats as we called them in Nissan, they are a cracking little engine, chain driven. Really nice thing, and I tell you, I would happily drive this to John O'Groats from Land's End, because it drives impeccably well. So, little thing I do now, this is just me, this isn't advice or anything, but I don't, if I'm going far away to pick a car up, I don't check the aircon until I get home, even on a hot day like today, and I'll tell you for why now. Sounded like Uncle Bryn then, I'll tell you for why. Anyway, I'll tell you for why. So, excuse me there. So, just see down there our alternator belt. On this, that will drive the aircon pump as well. So while that's spinning with no aircon, the aircon pump's not engaged when the aircon's not on. So it's spinning nice and through there, as you can see. There's no frays in the belt or anything. Yeah, it's brown, but it's old, so that's okay. Once we turn the aircon on, that pump will then engage and that belt will drive the pump. If that pump's seized, it will shred the belt if it's left running very quickly. So I'd rather that happen here while I'm 5 minutes from home than 30 miles away and an hour away from home. This isn't checking that there's gas in the aircon system, this is just checking that obviously the belt stays intact and it stays spinning nicely when we turn it on, which it is. Sounds like a sewing machine, as you'd say. Might want to regas that as well, because what you're feeling for when you turn your aircon on, one of the pipes will stay warm, one will stay cold, and they're both quite warm. So probably want to regas as well, which we might get done. We'll try and get that booked in and get it done. Other than it drives an impeccable little thing, it really does. That 1.6 Nissan engine, it's chain driven, so it's alright. Even if you do shred the belt, it'll just be a case of putting a new one on. I have seen it on the likes of Peugeot Citroen 1.6 diesels, the DV6 engine. I have seen it to shred the auxiliary belt, and then shred the cam belt as well. For some reason it goes behind the crank pulley and shreds the cam belt. I have seen it where it skipped the timing and obviously bent valves. But that's a different story for a different time. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I mean, if you like this sort of thing, me driving a couple of £100 car over the hour, then we will hopefully invest in a GoPro and we can do some scenes in the car while we drive. But that's entirely up to you. We'll see how it goes. See how many people want to see that. Thanks for watching, guys.